5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's showtime, folks!
Welcome to game number 3 of this OMHA Lakeshore semifinal series between the minor Bantam AA Toros and the Whitby Wildcats. Toros come into this one up 4 points to none. The recaps of the scores: they won game number 1 and held on 4-3, while they came up with a 6-2 victory while traveling to Whitby a couple of nights ago. So with a victory here, they can move themselves into the Lakeshore final against either North Durham or Oshawa. Whitby, on the other end, are trying to make this series at least go to another game up in Whitby. Their event sweeps that away through center. Let's start this things off. Lead pass, Hodgins picks it up in his own end. Hodgins uses the vent here on the other side, looking for the pass up through center for Cameron Nye. He dumps that deep into the goal. From behind the net, Respicchio Dunn going after it first. He gets taken to the boards by White, so Taylor helps out. Gibson will be in net for Whitby at the other end. Brett Foreman gets the call. He made some key saves in game number 1 to help preserve the victory. Here he's going to get tested, but the pass from Mezzatesta is broken up by Hazelton. There's a shot by Stapley that gets blocked. Stapley coming after it again, along with an opportunity for Mezzatesta to get away. Backhands it deep down low for Davison behind the goal. Picking out the stick there by Cole to try and get around Mezzatesta. Stapley as well, digging at it. Slot area shot, blocked on the way through, this time by Pro. Kept in by Cuddy as he held the blue line. Still loose. Oh, Whitby so far just haven't got a shot to the net, but they're keeping the offensive pressure on. Cuddy shots up, fanned on, and then he fires it wide. Waterman keeps that in. The shot is flooded into the right corner here for Pro. Pro hard off the boards and out past the jumping Mezzatesta down the ice. Back in their own end goes Waterman after the puck. Picked off there on the wall there by Logan Jackson, who tried to put it in. He scored in both games. Cam Ryan, I believe, has scored in both as well, along with Aiden Daypre. So the Toros have got a few scorers who have scored in both games. Daypre trying to tip that in. Here comes an opportunity to bring this into the zone for Jackson. He cuts it right to the front of the net. Stopped there by Gibson right in close. There's the first shot there for the Toros and the first little fury from them. Shot from the line by Aiden Howard goes into the left corner. From behind the goal, Whitby start this off the boards. Smith tried to keep that in. It will get kept in from the line though by Neely, who backed him up. From in behind the goal, Toros trying to start this from behind the net. It gets dug free there by Whitby as they start this out with a pass for Boyd. Boyd through center ice will dump this in. It'll miss the net. It'll go wide and ricochet for Foreman to leave it off behind the net. Maddox with a lead pass to Neely over his stick. Still Whitby possession. They set this up in front. Shot. That just missed over the glove hand of Foreman. Now they're trying to jam it from the side. Whitby keep control of the puck. Over the stick there, Popley, and back from the Toros the other way with Smith. Over the reach there, Colton Neely on the other side. Coming around the back end boards here for an opportunity. Big hit on the other side. Causes the turnover here for Taylor. Taylor couldn't shoot that puck though from the slot area. Whitby take that away. Skating it away through center. There was Fryer Wilson trying to bring it in. Popley, nice drop pass. Shot. Tipped on the way through. Still trying to find it there in the zone, and the event skates away with it. But he gets pickpocketed there by Fryer Wilson, who does his job. Puts it back in behind the net now. Foreman lost control of the puck. Here comes an opportunity, but it went over the stick of Mezzatesta though. Tipping it past Davis down, and Cuddy picks that up. We've played almost 5 minutes of straight play here at the Tours. Still no whistle. Respicchio John bringing this in. Trying to get that over here at the Whitby bench area. Big hit there by Dervendage. He tried to take Stapley down. Hodgins dumps that deep back in behind the Whitby net now. From behind the goal, trying to win that battle behind the net. Whitby kicked that away here from behind the goal, but Jackman's doing the job down low to try and steer it back again for offensive opportunity. Walking the face. Here's that shot. Right pad save there by Gibson. He doesn't know where it is. It's lying right in the blue paint, and the Toros can't poke it into the net. There's a shot that gets steered off to the left by Gibson. That's going to try and get kept in here by the Toros, but it comes away at center now, scooped up by Hodgins. Hodgins with a lead pass for Desprez. There's our first whistle as that's offside. So we played 5:02 of straight play as we only have 9:58 left to go here in period number 1 of a scoreless tie so far, but the Toros have had a couple of chances right in close on this line for Jackman, Desprez, and Connor Cole, and we get another whistle right off the bat. Face-off got won by Whitby. Big defensive win just outside their bench. Trying to bring that in, taking out the stick there by Aiden Desprez. Desprez trying to cut to the front of the net. He's got some wheels trying to set him up. Back to the left in the throw, shot to the net, tip, right pad stop there by Gibson off to the right. Into the corner goes Jackman after it, fires it back down low. Cole trying to keep advantage of the puck behind the net. Through center now is Brown. He scored the only 2 in the 6-2 defeat to Whitby in game number 2 of the series. Back goes down the ice. Back in behind the net around the other side now for Hazelton. Up there for Desprez. Desprez does a good job, sets up Hazelton again. He tries to move it up. And Desprez gets a pass. Desprez sends it in, and Gibson makes a stop and steers it off. Back into the left side. Trying to win the battle down low is Aiden Howard in the left corner. Howard trying to keep control of the puck. Got it back there. Maddox couldn't hold it in. Did his best to try and hold it in. Then the pass to Salter was in his feet. Couldn't get it, so he's got to bring it back in his own end. Chipping that high. Trying to get to it on the other side was Neely, couldn't. And here comes Tyler Salter through center ice. Salter bringing this into the offensive zone now. Rush finally taken off a stick there by Whitby. Up through center, they're bringing 2 up. Led in by Cuddy. Only one back there is Maddox. Cuddy puts the brakes on, waits for some help. Instead of some help, gets around Maddox, keeps control of the puck, uses the line, shot. That misses Foreman's glove. Salter behind the net. Salter trying to take the man instead of the puck behind the goal. Now he picks it up. Lead pass up there for Neely. Blake Smith with a nice tip play through Farrah Wilson's legs, and then Salter will send it deep. Back in behind the net it goes now. From their own end, Taylor trying to put pressure on his man. Up through center with a pass from Mezzatesta, who brings us in. Mezzatesta's shot, that's a blocker save there by Foreman. Behind the net goes Durvent after it. He got pressured on by Davis, which caused the turnover. Cam Ryan with it now. Another turnover. Steven trying to push this over here. Davis might get an opportunity to cut to the net. He's walking right in, and he scores! Davis with a big goal as he makes his way around Foreman and tucks it into the open side to make it 1-0 Whitby. Face out here from center. From their own end, Desprez trying to pick that up on the wall. He does. Aiden Desprez trying to flip this to the front of the net, taken away by Whitby again. They go for the lead pass through center, and it brought in by Stapley. He's got to get around 3 Toros. He does get a shot away. Easy glove hand save for Foreman, and another face off. Edwards will take this draw now, trying to win it back to the line. Turnaround shot from Boyd. Doesn't make it through. Nice block by Perot. Tipping that one up. And almost hit Salter here in front of us on the bench. Face off now is off to the right of the goal. Still on the Toros end after they tipped it into their own bench area. Cole kicks at the draw. Desprez is in to replace it. Right in front of the net. Whitby banging away at the loose puck there, and Foreman has control of it. Face off now is off to the right. Here comes Tucker after the puck. Tucker is shot. Right pad stopped by Foreman. Kicking it off there from Maddox behind the net now with a flip pass over the stick of Smith. Tipping that one in past Edwards on the other side. Maddox will fire it over. Salter's lead pass goes length of the ice racing. Big offensive win for Whitby. Right a shot. Stopped by Foreman, and he gathers it up. Another face-off off to the Toros end. Coming out with that puck, trying to stuff it to the front of the goal. He shoots it, and Foreman's got the angle covered and covers it up. Another face-off from the Toros end. This again won by Whitby again. That shot got blocked, and that's going to knock down Connor Cole, who's trying to get back up. Over here on the other side to try and find the puck. It's back in behind the net there for Whitby. Hodgins racing after it now. Trying to fire that one off the glass and out. Gateway trying to find it on the other side. That goes back in behind the net again. Right in front there is Aiden Howard from behind the goal. Gets bumped in behind the net. Still trying to win the battle behind the goal. Right in front, can't do it as Gibson got a stick on that and pushed it away. Howard still trying to win that battle down low. Back to the line for Ethan Devent. Devent's shot gets blocked on the way through. And now it's an opportunity to skate away now for Fryer Wilson bringing it in. Shot to the net, stopped by Foreman. No rebound. Face off now is out to the left of Foreman. Shot, right pad stopped there by Brett Foreman, who stood up to kick it off to the right. Back to the line it goes now for Steven, who can't shoot it. Blake Smith racing after this now. He's not going to beat Ross to the puck. Ross from behind the goal trying to find it. Flipping it away through center. The lead pass here for Whitby as they get that puck from Mezzatesta. Mezzatesta steps in and scores! Mezzatesta's hard shot gets over Foreman, and Whitby have increased the lead to 2-0. Face off here from center. Toros have put in Alex Chismedia now and put Foreman to the bench. Whitby with the puck now. Trying to move this through center and over the line against Dunn. Big hit over there on the other side by Maddox. There's the shot that flutters wide at Chismedia. Salter bringing this out. Looking for the lead pass for Taylor, broken up there by Edwards. From their own end, Whitby starts this out with a pass for Boyd with a flipping it in. That misses Chismedia, goes behind the net there for Salter again. Boyd with the puck. Looking to put this down low. Taylor read that, picked it off. Looking for Dunn. Can't tip it there, past Cuddy. Taylor tries to flip it out. Cuddy again keeps it in. Cutting to the front of the net now is Edwards. He's trying to shoot it to the front of the net. Can't do it. Nice defensive play by Ryan. Kept in by Whitby, front of the net, taken away there by Ethan Maddox in front. Kept in there from the line, a shot knocked down. Here comes Taylor back. Sent Taylor through center ice. Gets taken down there by Cuddy at his own bench. Trying to find it here and again in the zone. Got the Whitby bench area, trying to dig the puck free. We have 3:30 left to go here in period number 1. Whitby, in on their elimination game, are leading this one. 2-0. Goal by Davis, and then a goal by Mezzatesta. Face off in the left corner here, trying to dig it out. Here comes Connor Cole. Shot! Caught there by Gibson. Face off now off to the left of the Gibson. Got it back there for Nick Thoreau. Keeps that in. Slaps it behind the net where Ross is after it. Picked off on the wall to try and set up Logan Jackson behind the net. Taken away by Whitby as they try and get it out. Nice read there by Connor Cole. Walks in. Shot! Stopped by Gibson. And he had to look behind him, but he was able to regroup and keep that out. And keep it up at 2-0 Whitby. Face off now is off to the left of Gibson. Cole trying to win the draw. Whitby win it in their own end. Around the boards there for Ross to try and dump this out. Ross gets it back in behind the net again. Over here to the other side for Steven, who can't clear. Nick throw, shot to the net, can't get tipped. Jackman trying to pick it up now. Right in front of the goal, stopped there by Gibson in front with the right pad. As J. Perry tried to put that out in front of the net. Jackson went for the hit. That goes down the ice. No icing. It's going to bounce right into Chismedia though in the crease, and he'll cover it. Face off now off to the right of the Toros end. Tyler Salter with the puck. Salter firing that off the glass and out. Blake Smith going after it, trying to get around Tucker, but Tucker held him up nicely on defense. Back in his own end was Maddox, who tips it away for Salter, trying to get it up. Up through center, big hit by Howard on the other side. Maddox from his own end with a lead pass to Smith. Blake Smith trying to get the puck up there, brought it in the Whitby end. The shot goes wide. Gibson didn't have to get a stick on that. Howard picks it up on the wall. Back in behind the Whitby net it goes. Howard to the corner, back to the line. Shot by Salter. Fires it just wide as Gibson couldn't catch it, but it went wide anyway. In that left corner to try and get it back to the net. From behind the goal, Aiden Howard tried to pick it out in front, picking off his stick, and now flipped away from Mazzatesta. Mazzatesta through center, coming in there. He's not going to be able to shoot it as Maddox pushed him wide. From behind the net, Ethan Maddox wraps out around. Going to get kept in though from the line by Waterman. Behind the goal there's Salter to try and slap it around behind the net. We are now into the last minute of play of the first period. Aiden Howard over there at the penalty box. Couldn't do anything with the puck, it was stuck in his skates. Maddox from his own end. Looking to start this from his own zone with a pass. That one over the stick of everybody down the ice for icing. Face off now is off to the left of the goal. Over here for Cuddy. Cuddy is shot to the net. Still loose from the side, and they bury it from the side of the goal. Edwards was waiting at the side of the net on a blocked shot. It went right to him when he had the wide open net to shoot at. And Whitby have gone up 3-0. Connor Cole to take the draw against Jackman. Picked up here by Boyd, who dumps that deep on the backhand. In behind the net goes Hodgins after it, kicking into the boards there on the other side. Trying to fight it here against Cuddy, and we're going to get a hand pass. Face off here from center. Tipped in, Cuddy will knock that down. Flipped all the way in there, back in behind the Toros net. 10 seconds left on the clock. The event had to fire that around as Boyd was on him. Jackman trying to get around Edwards behind the net. He'll lead pass. Desprez is offside. 3 seconds left to go on the clock. One there by the Toros in their own end. And Hodgins will just keep it behind his own net. And the Toros have some work to do here in game number 3. They're down 3 after 1 period of play. Goal by Davis, Mazzatesta, and Edwards. During out the second period, Brett Foreman will go back in net for the Toros. So just gave him a little break. There's a shot that gets stopped there by him to start off the second period. Up through center comes Desprez with a pass for Jackson. He tried to get through. Desprez brings this in. Good job by Jackson. Stays on side. Rolled into Gibson and makes a stop. Face off to the right of Gibson. Ross has it behind the net. Coming around the other side there. Picked up by Aiden Desprez. Can't shoot it from the slot. Taken away by Whitby again. With a flip pass through center. In comes Hopley over his stick. Steven trying to pick it up. Cole trying to put it back to the line. He will. Over here to the other line for Hazelton. Hazelton dumps it down. First one to get it. There's Connor Cole in the corner to try and pick Steven off the puck. Helping out there was Jackman. Desprez cutting in. Can't shoot it. Jackman will. Stop there by Gibson with a stick. Right in front of the net. They try and jam it in from the side. Wrapped around the board, kept in by Tyler Salter from behind the net. Ross gets it from behind the goal now. Around the other side there for De Silva. Jackman does a good job there offensively checking him. Maddox tries to dump this in. Ross from his own end. We'll start this out from his own zone. Ross is cutting right to the front of the net with a shot. Blocks it off to the right by Foreman. From behind the goal, the Toros try and set this up. Mazzatesta cut that off. Now he walks out with a shot, and Foreman is able to gobble that one up and hang on to it. Face-off now is off to the left of the Toros end. That shot doesn't make it through. Hazelton trying to find a hero out in front. From behind the goal, it goes there for Whitby. They try and walk it out from the right corner. It goes back to the line again for Tucker. Tucker's not going to be able to shoot that puck. Cameron Ryan will race after it in the zone. There's a shot blocked away by Foreman. Kept in by Whitby, but the backhand isn't going to make it through. Wrapped around the boards and kept in there at the line by White. He does his job. Pushes it off to the left into the corner. They try and walk this out. Off the stick on the other side there by Salter to try and dig it through. Still loose there in the zone, setting it up. Cameron Ryan gets it up there for John. Despicchio John coming up through center to try and bring it in. Got around the defense, got to pick it up now. Sets it up in front and nobody there to take the pass. On the other side, Cameron Ryan taking Davis into the board. And then it's John with a hit behind the net. Stapley picks that up. Stapley walks in, drops it for Davis. Shot to the net, way wide. Coming around the boards there on the other side for Despicchio John. Can't get it out past Mezzatest to block that. Through center now is Edwards. He's going to get knocked off the puck here. On the other side to try and dump it in. Knocked down by Toros again. Taylor pumps that deep on the backhand. It's going to roll all the way down the ice. No icing. Here comes Cuddy with it. Cuddy getting up there with Brown. Coming in over the line. Brown's going to the net. Cuddy takes a shot instead. And Foreman makes the catch save. Face off now that's off to the right of the Toros end. That one's going to roll in right out the jaw and get covered by Foreman. Another key jaw that's off to the right of Foreman. It's a scramble jaw. Whitby wins. Cuddy shot to the net, hit a stick. Still loose from the side. They can't slap that one in front. Around the boards, that'll come out through center. Racing after it there was Neely to try and beat Cuddy to the puck. Cuddy from behind his own net now. From the feet there right in front of the net. Neely can't cut that off. Here's Nick Thoreau with it. Thoreau there for Hazelton now. The dump pass for Aiden Howard was knocked down by Waterman. Trying to move it up. That hit a stick. Aiden Howard trying to send one to the front of the net. Takes it behind the goal where Brown follows him. Howard drops it back to the line for Hazelton. Shot to the net. Right pad stopped there by Gibson. Harder on the boards. Hazelton keeps it in. Pushes it back behind the net again. There's Cuddy. He'll cut it off. Harder on the boards. Not out. Nick Thoreau kept it in. His shot got blocked though. Thoreau gets it back. Shot to the net. Another block there this time by Boyd. Waterman behind the net. Connor Cole trying to dig the puck away here from Brown. Putting it behind the net, but Waterman was back there. Get it over there for Cuddy, who sends that away. Off the glove hand of Salter, who's got to pick up that rolling puck back in his own end. Harder on the boards for Logan Jackson for a pass for Daypre, who accepts it. Daypre tries to make his way in. Daypre's shot misses the mark. Daypre again. Can't shoot that as he stand on it. Back up through center is Fryer Wilson. Fryer Wilson sets it up. Shot. Hit a stick. Nice defensive play there. Wrapped around the boards. Ross has it. Here at center. Tried to flip it around the boards on the other side there for Fryer Wilson, who collides there with Salter at the Toros bench. Ross over here for Teven. Now up there for Stapley, who's going to bring this in. Stapley can't get one to the front of the net. Taken away there this time by Aiden Daypre. Daypre's lead pass is going down the ice, and it's going to go for icing. Face off now is off to the right of Foreman. Trying to dig that free. From the feet goes back in behind the net for Cooper Hodgins to wrap that around the boards. White's going to try and keep it in. Can't do it. Still loose on the other side on the left. Trying to put that in behind the net again. White keeps that one in. Shot to the net, hit a stick, rolls in. Ethan Devent took it away out of the danger area. Now tries to dump it out. Up there for Despicchio John to the other side for Cameron Ryan. He couldn't get around the defense. From their own end, they pick this one up. It's Hodgins from his own zone. harder on the boards there for Dervent. Trying to find a lane on the other side here for Dunn. Espicchio Dunn off the boards, knocked down there at center though by Tucker. Flipped in, knocked down by the Toros in their own zone. As they start this out with their vent with a lead pass for Dunn, he can't get it through. Slap back in behind the Toros net. From behind the goal, it's Hodgins wrapping that around the boards. It'll come to the other side here for Respicchio Dunn. Dunn trying to find Taylor, who's out of his reach. Behind the net it goes now for Tucker. Tucker wraps it around there for Boyd, went over him. Shot by Dervent is a flutter into the corner. Taylor trying to get it against Cuddy. Dervent from center ice now. Over here to the other side for Jack Hazelton with a pass. Knocked down there by Tucker. Here comes Brown cutting in. Drop to Boyd. Boyd to the other side. Can't shoot that puck. Trying to find it in the zone. Blake Smith trying to go after it here against Waterman. Couldn't do it. Harder on the boards for icing. Face off now is off to the left of Gibson. Got it back to the line there for Nick Perot. His pass is picked off there by Whitby as they move this out. Up through center comes Fryer Wilson. He can't backhand one to the front of the net. There's one that gets taken away on the other side. Kept in though by Waterman at the line. There's a shot that misses Foreman. Goes around the other side here for Cuddy at center. Cuddy from center ice will take this puck and flip it away through center ice for Hopley. Flipped into the zone there by Fryer Wilson. He couldn't do anything with the puck. Jackson racing after that puck here. Taken away by Cuddy and slapped back in. From their own zone now to the other side. Out of the reach of Jackman. Down the ice for icing. Face off is off to the left of Foreman. Behind the net goes Salter. Salter tried to put it around the other side. Got cut off on the left wall and behind the net. Looking for an opportunity here to skate away for Colton Neely. His pass for Smith was in his skate. Aiden Howard trying to keep that puck in. He can't go with it. It's a battle here in front of us on the loose puck to try and dig it free. It's still loose there for Blake Smith to try and put it in. He can't do that. Big hit on the other side, kept in by Neely. Howard taken into the boards there by Ross. Aiden Howard back to the line for Salter. Salter shot tipped high. Kept in by Maddox at the line. Sending one to the front of the net. Trying to find it there from the side. Left pass there by Gibson. Trying to find it again and Gibson gets it. Taylor to take the offensive draw. Goes back to the line. It's offside. Now picked up by Whitby's Boyd. Over there for White trying to find it. White around the boards here. Tucker tried to put it back behind the net. A lead pass through center. Ethan Maddox right there to dump it back in. White from his own zone will move it over here to the other side. Looking to flip this away. Salter knocks it down at center. Couldn't go with the puck though. Ethan Maddox goes on the backhand up there for Aiden Depre. Over the stick of White as he's going to get it behind the net now. From behind the goal, Trent Taylor from behind the net. Taylor back to the line. Maddox's shot blocked on the way through and out. Maddox picks it up again. That shot got blocked on the way through and gets flipped all the way back into the Whitby end. White from his own zone will start this out. From behind their own net they'll start this with White again. Over the stick there, Brown, he tries to find it. Now Hopley trying to get around Jackman. He will try and find it here in the zone. There was Brown, couldn't do it. Cuddy, shot to the net, hit a stick, hit Maddox out in front of the net. From behind the goal, they look for a pass. Looking to bounce it out the boards. Nice play there by Waterman who knocked it down. Bringing it in here is Hopley. He can't take it to the front of the net. Cole with a pass for Jackman trying to find it on the other side. That's in the feet there of the Whitby defense. tight around the boards. And right here in front of us here for the event. The event's passed. Went over the stick of Connor Cole offside. Face off here from the blue line now. Hodgins gets it. Looking for a lane to dump this up. That gets picked off there by Whitby on the other side. We scramble over here on the right end, trying to dig it free through some feet. Picked up by Whitby as they cut this out through center. Backhanded in by Cuddy behind the net. Taken away there by Whitby's Mezzatesta, sending one to the right pad. Saved there by Foreman off to the corner. Waterman from the line. Can't shoot it. Trying to take this away on the other side there was Dervent. Dervent bumps it out the boards, knocked down by Fryer Wilson at center. Slipped all the way down past Cuddy into the corner. Tried to put pressure on behind the net. Cuddy backhands it away there to Fryer Wilson. And behind the goal there's Cuddy after it again. Overskating the puck there was Mezzatesta, but Cuddy's behind him to pick it up. Lead pass to bring us in here for Edwards. His drop pass tried to find Fryer Wilson, picking off his stick. Mezzatesta and his man collide there at the bench area. From behind the net as Edwards trying to dig away after it. He's got a goal here in the game. Davis and Mezzatesta got the other two in the first period, which is where we're staying here right now, 3-0 Whitby. We have 2:10 left to go here in the second. Aiden Howard trying to flip his way through. Taken away there by Whitby again, Ross. Ross's pass was up there for Hopley, who tried to bring it in. Hopley's shot was stopped there by Foreman. Still loose. A shot is blocked away this time by Foreman. As they try and find the puck here for Stickio Dunn. Dunn bringing us in, sends one to the net wide. Over on the other side for Colton Neely. Neely behind the net now. Taken down here on the other side. The Stickio Dunn tried to find it. Taylor does. Sent Taylor a shot. Caught there by Gibson. Face off is off to the left now of Gibson. Nottaway getting it past Maddox on the other side. Picked up there by Desprez in his own end. Looking for the pass. Gets knocked down by White at center. From their own end, Aiden Desprez bringing this up through center ice. He brings it in. Got to get around the defense and try to drop it back there to the line. Taken away by Desprez on the other side. From behind the net, they try and jam it out in front. We have now reached the last minute of the second period. Salter shot. Can't get it through. He'll get another shot. Can't. Salter shot. Left pad save. Still loose from the side. Toros can't jam it in. Up through center comes Brown with it. Brown through center ice to try and get around Salter. He's not going to make his way around, but he's going to get to the loose puck behind the net. And Foreman covers it. Face off now is off to the left of Foreman. Right in behind the net it goes to the other side. Looking for a lane to move that puck through center. Picked up by Whitby again. And it's Fryer Wilson to try and make his way through. From behind the net they pick that up. Trying to jam it out in front on the other side. Dervent tried to slap it around. Gets knocked down at center and picked up by Cameron Ryan with a pass. Ryan picks this up from center. Dumps the pass to the fence behind the net. 10 seconds left to go on the clock here in the second period. Cameron Ryan with a backhand to the front of the net. That's going to get flipped away. And we are going to go to the third period the same way we ended the first period. The minor Bantam AA Toros in a chance to win this series, but they've got some work to do to go to the third. They're down 3-0. Face off, kickoff period number 3, where the Toros down by 3. 3-0 leads. Lone 3 goals came in the first period. As Whitby essentially at the top trying to stave off elimination and push this into a game 4 on Saturday in Whitby. Toros trying to start a little bit of a comeback here in the third and maybe make this a little bit more interesting. Up through center comes Smith, can't shoot it to the net. To Silva. Trying to dig that puck free and that'll get taken away on the other side. Fryer Wilson and De Silva digging at it behind the net, taken away by Salter. Salter from his own zone to try and get this up, knocked down by De Silva at center. De Silva comes in over the line, looks for a shot, kicked off to the right there by Foreman. To the other side there for Hopley, who went for a drop pass over his stick. Bringing this up through center, hit into the boards there was Aiden Howard on the other side for Mezzatesta to bring this in. Mezzatesta tried to dump that out in front, taken away by Salter. Carter on the boards, tried to get it out. That got kept in there by Mezzatesta at the line and swept it deep behind the Toros net. Maddox went for a pass, that goes past everybody down the ice for racing. Face-off now is off to the left of the Toros zone. That goes over the stick of White. Racing after it there was Neely, but couldn't get there before Tucker did. Through center ice, they bring this up with Mezzatesta, who dumps it deep. Hit a stick throw, tried to wrap it around the boards on the other side for John. From their own zone, they move this over here to the other side against Edwards. Now Perot picks that up again over here to the other side for Hazelton. Neely trying to tip that up. Aiden Howard gets around. Can't shoot it to the net though. Back to the line there for Hazelton. Shot to the net. It's going to miss the goal. Come around the other side on the left to try and get it back to the line. Taken away there by Whitby. Trying to start a 2-on-1 the other way. Mezzatesta brings it in. Shot. Just missed. Fired it over the post area. Kept in by Whitby at center. To the other side there for Howard to try and dig it free. It's Respicchio Dunn going after it. He can't find it on the other side. Dumped deep on the backhand by Howard behind the net. From behind the goal, the Toros are changing. Whitby tried to start it out. So lead it from their own end to try and get around Jackman. Logan Jackson knocks that down. Comes around the other side. Knocked down by Waterman now. Over here for Boyd as he looks for a lane. That'll get flipped past Maddox. Back into the zone. It goes right into Foreman, who covers it up. Face-off now is off to the right of Brett Foreman. Kept away by Jackson. Getting up there for Dayplay, who tries to get away. Aiden Dayplay brings it in. Shot. Stopped by Gibson. Jackson on the rebound. Can't tip it in. And we get a quick whistle. Face-off now is off to the left of Gibson. Behind the goal it goes. Trying to set up from behind. Taken away by Whitby again. Captain no by Taylor. Rings it back behind the net. That's going to be Ross after it. Around the other side there for Steven, who tries to get it up. He gets it up through center. Ethan Maddox through center ice. Fires it out off the boards, but not into the Whitby end. They get it. It's Steven. Trying to catch it there with Ross. He looks for a pass. Gets it back to Steven with an open lane for Boyd. Boyd trying to find it here on the other side. That'll go back in behind the net again. Hodgins from behind his own goal. Cooper Hodgins from behind the net will fire that around there for Dayplay. Looking to move this to the other side there for Jackman. Logan Jackson's pass is broken up there by White, who brings us in, taken away by Hodgins, off the glass and out. Up through center was Jackson and Cole. Rolling that one in. Foreman can't find it there in the crease, and Whitby trying to jam it in front. Foreman will finally find that and fall on it. Face-off now is off to the right of the Toros end. Perot flips that high off the glass, not out, makes play there from the line to hold that in. Pushed back deep in behind the Toros net again. From behind the goal, Nick Perot tried to tip it around the other side. Tucker kept it in, looking for a lane on the other side there for Connor Cole. Cole skating this away through center, jumps that deep in behind the net. Cameron Ryan racing after it behind the net now. From behind the goal, right in front, stopped there by Gibson as they stopped Connor Cole in front of the goal. Face-off now will be off to the right of Gibson. Back to the line there for Pro to try and hold it in. Tipped away through center down the ice for racing. Face-off off to the left now of Gibson. Dayplay trying to hold that puck in the right corner. From behind the net goes Cuddy after it. Look at the tip pass up through center, bringing that in. Big hit on the other side by Dayplay as he took Hopley into the boards. Hopley trying to pick it up on the other side to go back to the line. Taken away by Salter in his own end. Ty Salter trying to get around the defense on the other side. We'll start this out. Salter through center to try and get around Mezzatesta, picking up his stick and dump down the ice back into the corner, where Jackson's got to retrieve it in his own end. Logan Jackson from his own end now, with a flip pass over the stick of Desprez, down the ice for icing. Face-off is off to the right now of Foreman. Won by Whitby, Teven with it. Shot to the net, hit a stick, Hodgins gets it. Trying to start it out, hard off the boards, Teven trying to pick it up here. Taken away by Respicchio John to try and get to it. Into the left corner it goes. Trying to win it good. Back to the line, taken away by Whitby as they started out. Hazelton coming back in his own end after the puck. Around the boards, gets kept in by Boyd, trying to get around the defender of Howard. From behind that, it gets wrapped around the boards and it'll be nearly on the other side. Howard through center, trying to put that in. That'll come over the stick here at center ice and will be picked up by John. The Spicchio John shot ricocheted off Boyd and went right on net to Gibson. From behind the goal, back to the line from Nick Perot. Perot shot to the net. Can't get it through. Kept in this time by Hodgins. Hodgins shoots one. That goes wide of the net. From behind the goal now, Whitby will get the opportunity to clear it on the left side. Aiden Howard trying to win the battle against Boyd behind the net. Taken away by Whitby again as they start this out. Knocked down by Hodgins at center. His shot got blocked on the way through. Picked up now by Boyd as he brings it in on the backhand. Knocked down by Hodgins. Hodgins fires it back in behind on the other side for Perot. That got cut off on the clearing attempt. Another opportunity for Hodgins. Knocked down at the front. And the tip goes wide of the net for Cameron Ryan now. So Trent Taylor trying to bring it up here for John. Spicchio John jump in. Hit the defenseman on the way through as he's feeling that on the block shot. Up through center over here on the other side now for Cuddy. Cuddy dumps that deep right into Foreman. He makes a save and then steers it into himself for a face-off. Face-off now is off to the right of Foreman. Taken away there by Whitby as they come after it. From their own end, Mezzatesta was skating after the puck. In behind the goal, there's a collision in behind the net. As the Toro player down there in the corner. So the hit from behind goes unpunished. Face off here at center. Knocked down there by Whitby in their own end for Teven. Trying to put that around the boards there for Salter to try and put it up. Whitby from their own end will get it over here for Teven again. Just trying to move that up there for Connor Cole. Knocked down by Salter who tried to dump it in. From their own zone they'll flip that up and it's offside. Face off here from the blue line, trying to knock it down there for Nick Perot from his own end. Over here to the other side for Neely, who tried to get it up there for Spicchio John with a shot. Caught there by Gibson. Now it'll be a face off across to the right of Gibson. Taken by Aiden Howard. It's going to be another draw that's off to the right of the goal. Ready to take the draw now. John to take it off to the right of the goal. Taken away by Whitby as they start this out of their own end with a pass. Trying to get around the defender there with Mezzatesta, and he will pass inside. Left pass save there by Brett Foreman. Big save there, coming from his right to his left with a big stretch save. Keeps us at 3-0 in favor of Whitby though. Still 6 minutes left to go on the clock. Spicchio John with a pass up there for Aiden Howard. Howard tried to put that behind the net now. First on the puck behind the goal. Trying to win the battle in behind the net there. So behind the goal, they try and get it back to the line for Perot. That doesn't happen. Throw a shot to the net. Can't get tipped on the way through in front of the goal. Taken away this time by Mezzatesta. Mezzatesta brings it in. Sends one high over the glove hand of Foreman as Mezzatesta got taken down. Up through center comes a Spicchio John after it. Spicchio John trying to bring it in the zone. Knocked down by Taylor as he puts it to the other side to try and bring it in. Was Tyre Salter from center ice. Back here for Taylor. Taylor's pass over here for Cameron Ryan. He tries to find it. Dumps it deep back in behind the Whitby net. Daypray trying to find it on the other side. Goes down the ice. Into the corner goes Salter after the puck. Tyre Salter moves it over here for Cameron Ryan. This has been a penalty-free game so far. There's been a couple of incidents here where there could have been a penalty in the third, but the referee decided to let it go and keep it at a non-penalized game. Up through center, knocked down there by Aiden Daypray, puts it back in behind the net. Walking out there was Taylor in front of the goal, taken away by Whitby. Sending one to the front of the net, tipped wide. Into that left corner, they try and jam it behind the net. 4 minutes left to go here in the game. Whitby will move it up through center for Boyd. Maddox with a pass out for Taylor. He'll slap it deep. Back in behind the Whitby net and behind the goal. Whitby starts us out with a pass there for Fryer Wilson. He tried to dump it in there for Hazelton on the other side. Howard trying to stick here against it. Over here the other side for Toros. Looks for a lane up through center. Nick Toros slaps us into Gibson with a right pad stop. Into the corner goes Aiden Howard after the puck. Walking it out from the side, right in front of the goal. Toros couldn't convert from the center ice area. Up through center comes Fryer Wilson. Up against Jackman, he tries to take him into the boards. Jackman trying to knock this puck down at center. Couldn't get around the defense on the other side. Shot deep, back in behind the Toros net goes Toros. After the puck, hard around the boards there for Aiden Howard to try and tip it out. On the other side is Connor Cole after it. Back there for Nick Toros. We'll move it to the other side there for Hazelton with a pass. Over here to the other side for Howard, who tries to bring it in. Aiden Howard gets knocked down at the line. Back comes Whitby the other way with a pass. Bringing it in there is Davis. He opened up the scoring in the first period. And then it was Mazapesta. From their own end is the Toros, moving us out. And then it was Edwards who popped home the third goal before the end of the first. And that's where we've stayed since period number 1, 3-0 Whitby. Over here to the other side from Maddox as he starts this out with a pass. Picked up there by Ross from his own end. The pass for Edwards was out of his reach. Down the ice. And goes for icing. Toros pulling right out the stops. The Storm is going to go to the bench for the extra attacker as they trail by 3 with 2 minutes left. Right in front of the net, they try and put this out in front for Salter, who takes a shot to the net. Can't make it through to the goal. Toros trying to dig that puck through, gets back to Salter, shot to the net. That misses the net. Around the boards, it comes to the other side for Toros to try and get it. Salter's here in front of us. Tyre Salter trying to get it around Fryer Wilson with a pass. Got it up there for Aiden Howard. Howard trying to get it around Edwards for an opportunity. It'll get pushed deep back in behind the Whitby goal and over the stick of Salter at the line. Salter back here for Toros now. To the other side for Salter, who looks for a lane. He'll get it up through center. Bringing it in there is Connor Cole, who looks for the shot. Can't shoot it there. Takes it behind the net instead. Sets it up in front. Stopped there by Gibson right in front of the goal. Slapping that one down the ice for icing. Face-off will take place off to the right of Gibson. Hard around the boards, Toros keep it in there from the line with Hodgins. Trying to cut it there was Neely. Hodgins again keeps that in from the line. Nice play by him to hold it in. Taylor trying to turn around with a shot. Maddox is going to try and keep it in. He did his job, but now it gets sent down the ice. And it's going to have enough to go for icing. Face-off now is off to the left of Gibson. from behind the net. They set it up in front. The Toros can't jam it in from the side. John was trying to jam it in, and Gibson was up against the post. Make the save, and that one will slip in wide of the net. 30 seconds left to go here on the clock. From behind the goal, cleared away through Neely. Shot to the net. Cam Ryan knocked it down, but couldn't get it on net. Through their own zone, they'll tip this away. Toros take it back in their own end with Hodgins. He'll take it back in behind the goal and fire it around the other side there against Neely. Boyd looking at the open net. His shot got blocked on the way through. And that is going to do it for game number 3 of this series. And the Whitby Wildcats are going to stay alive here in this Lakeshore semifinal by shutting out the Toros 3-0. So we're going to need another game in the series, and it'll be going to Whitby on Saturday. Thank you for watching. On this Wednesday night, I'm the voice of MJ Broadcasting, Mike Jackson. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night from MJ Broadcasting.